showing you how to install a short throw shifter in a Gen 1 CTS-V. I'm going to be installing the Katech short shifter. This is the throw on the stock shifter. Super loose and set when it's in gear, and just a really long throw, so we're going to be fixing that. First thing you're going to do, put your hand down in here, pull the plastic piece on that holds the boot on, and then what you're going to do is pull straight up on the shifter. It's going to come out like that. It's going to be a lot harder if it's the first time you've taken out your shifter. And then remove all the insulation and foam and shit that's in there. And you will be left with this. Next thing you're going to want to pull out is the center console. So you get these 4 bolts. Just pop the little covers off, 2 on each side. And then I'm pretty sure they're 10mm bolts. The next 2 bolts you're going to want to take off are this one and this one, so we can pull the center console out, give us more room. Of course I lost my 10mm. Alright, so the easier way to get those bolts out is just to pull the carpeting back on either side, and you have easy access to it. And that's also a 10mm. Now with those 2 bolts removed and the 4 rear ones removed, you can lift the whole center console up and out of the way. Alright, now that you got some stuff out of the way, next bolts you're going to take out are these 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just gonna pop this plug out. Out of the way. And now the shifter's loose in there. You can access it a little better from here. So now that the shifter's free from the body of the car, you're going to have to move underneath with the jack and jack stands. I'm going to try to do this without taking anything off underneath. I'm not going to try to lower the transmission. I'm just going to try to reach up and try to pop the retaining clips off to get the shifter out. For the next part, you're going to want to jack the front of the car up. So I got a jack and jack stands. Conveniently placed myself on a hill. The reason behind that is whenever you work on your car, you always want to work on your car. You're someone whose car is way more broken than yours. So you can watch him have a terrible time while your job is less shitty. Don't buy a 3.0! How's your morning going?
Well, I'm in a Toyota replacing a head gasket, and I just found out I have to pull the entire timing belt off in order to take the rest of the truck apart.
So once you're into the car, if you look up right at the start of the drive shaft, you can see where your shifter is. Instead of pulling those 3 rods out, I have good bushings in there, so I'm not going to fuck with that. I'm just going to pull the shifter out from right here and leave the, I don't know what you call it, shifter housing in there, just by taking these 2 bolts off. One side is a 1/2 inch, the other side is actually an Allen key. I'm not sure exactly what size that is, so just figure it out. So the next step is to drill out these rivets on the bottom. You can also get to them from the top. I found it a little easier on the bottom because you don't have to notch the rivet to get the drill bit to stay. You can also drill from the top if that's easier for you. Once you have those 2 rivets drilled out, go ahead, pull the shifter out. And we can go ahead and start pulling the shifter apart. This is a shifter, what the new shifter should look like once you got all the hardware put on it. Just like that. Take note, this white plastic piece, it's got this little groove on the back. You want that to be facing towards the bottom of the shifter, and the top should be flat. Put the new shifter in using the 2 supplied bolts. Make sure this flat portion of the shifter is facing forward, and pretty much put everything back together. Alright, so the video stopped working for the last part for the install basically. Not sure exactly where it cut out, but once you get the shifter in, it's pretty easy from there. That one bolt on the bottom where the shifter connects to the linkage, right above the transmission, that's just one bolt, easy to get in. The flat spot on the little ball at the bottom has to go towards the front of the car. I already showed and explained that. And then basically just take the knob and the shift boot off of the old shifter, and it's really easy to get on. Katech gives you a 5/8 tap to tap the stock shift knob, so then it just threads onto the new Katech shifter. This is a throw of the new shifter. A lot less sloppy, a lot notchier. You can really feel the gears better.